You're listening to the Valley Labor Report.
We've got a caller on the line, Dan from Madison, wanted to talk with us. Dan, how's it going, brother?
Very well, thanks. Thanks for the show. I've got a question for you, and a couple of statements, all COVID related.
Sure.
The illegal aliens that are coming over the border, are each one of them being tested?
I don't think so. That's not my understanding.
Okay, well, you must agree with me. It's important to test each one, and they're not being tested, so that's not good.
Yeah, I think that as people come in to, I think that it would absolutely be good to make sure that everybody in the country has free testing available, and that we're doing that on a large basis, wide scale. Absolutely.
Thank you. I think we're both in agreement on that. So my other question is, David, is the COVID virus, did it come from a lab in Wuhan?
I'm not sure. There's evidence to suggest that it did and it didn't. There is, because the way that my understanding, and this isn't like really my wheelhouse, but I've listened to a few a few podcasts about it and read some articles like making both cases. And my understanding is that there's a lot of reasons to believe that it evolved naturally in its like the way that it's sequenced and stuff. But there's also some amount of reason to believe that it could have been manipulated in a lab. But I'm not terribly sure how relevant that is as to like our response to it domestically.
Well, I'm going to tell you how relevant it is. If it's not, we need to find out if it is or is not. But if it is, and it's coming from their lab overseas in their country, don't we have a national debt or something toward China? Don't we owe China money or something?
There's some amount. So, with the national debt, there's this idea that that we owe China most of our debt, but actually most of our debt is owed to ourselves with Social Security or Medicare, things like that. It's actually the majority of the national debt is owed to, American agencies of some form or another. And I think China owns, there's some amount of it that China does own, obviously, but most of it's owned to us.
Two things, and I'm going to real quickly statement that I'll hang up. Number one, first off, we need to stop spending money like it's going out of style. That's got to stop. Number two, I believe Wuhan's involved. The lab, China, whatever we owe China, guess what, China? I'm wiping it off the slate. I ain't paying you a penny, and we're going to lay embargoes on you because no more Chinese product, American-made. You must agree with that.
I love American-made products, yeah.
So there you go. Shut it down, China. Shut them down. Don't own nothing. The slate is clean. You brought the virus here. I think they did. And that's it.
Thanks for the call, Dan. I appreciate it. And what I'll say is that, obviously there is going to be research and there should be research as to the origins of COVID-19. I think that we'll get to the bottom of that eventually. And if it is determined that it came from a lab in Wuhan, there should be there should absolutely be some remedy to that from the Chinese government. And I think that there will be. Whether or not there needs to be an embargo, I'm not so sure about whether there should be an embargo or not, because I don't know how good, frankly, that would be for either economy, the Chinese or the United States. And I'm generally not in favor of embargoing other countries because that is going to hurt the citizens. And I think that, as workers, there's more that unites me with a Chinese worker than there is with an American boss, let's say. So, those are some things to consider. But obviously, apart from that, do I love American-made, union-made stuff? I think that I obviously do, and I want to see more of that. And you will absolutely not see me as an officer of any of the labor organizations that I'm a part of, or as a co-host of this radio show. Create any merchandise or anything like that is not American and union made. All of our stuff has union bugs on it, and we're very proud of that. Made here in America. And And, I think the important thing is to make sure that workers all around the world have good labor standards. And so when we create trade deals and things like that, we need to try to raise other workers up so that American workers don't have to compete with like slave-like conditions and things like that. And so point taken.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of ifs in there, and obviously none of us have the research or ability to determine the origins of that virus. And what I'm not going to do is any sort of nationalistic anti-China sentiment or revival of Cold War nonsense, because as you mentioned, as workers, we have more in common with each other than we do with either government or their bosses.
Right. That's a great place to end it on, folks. You've been listening to the Valley Labor Report. If you want to see what we're up to throughout the week and get our snide quips about the news of the day, then you should follow us on social media. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/The Valley Labor Report. We're on Twitter at Labor Reporters. I'm on Twitter at JacobM_AL. If you missed part of the show and you want to go back and watch it later, you can search YouTube for The Valley Labor Report and subscribe to our channel. You can go back and watch the full show there, and we also clip segments and release them throughout the week. We upload the program on more than 11 different podcasting apps. So to see if we are on your listening platform of choice, you can go to thevalleylaborreport.transistor.fm/subscribe. And we've got a website where you can buy our stickers. We are all out of hats now, so you can still go and buy our stickers though at thevalleylaborreport.org. And we want to do a T-shirt drop here in the future, and we think we like the idea of doing some kind of graphic tee. With some sort of like labor theme. So if you have any ideas about that, then, let us know. Send us a DM on Twitter or Facebook, whatever you think would look cool. And if we get any cool ideas, we want to commission a local artist to do that for us. And so let us know. We are open to ideas. I've got at least one cool idea that we're bouncing around right now already. So, but more are always welcome. And finally, if you appreciate our work and you want to help us stay on the air, then the best thing that you can do is throw us a few dollars a month on patreon.com/The Valley Labor Report. As you can imagine, businesses don't line up to advertise on a Union Talk radio show, so your support really does help us out.